Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. My name is Camel. Now, if I sound sick, it's because I am. Caught a case of the pox, fooling around with a dirty hoe. Don't worry, this reference will make sense in my next video. Ha, now you're locked in. But yes, I am sick. Scurvy, I think the doctor said, or was it corpus? I don't know. But, hence, I need to make a cure disease potion, and a strong one at that. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to obtain the enigmatic master quality alchemy equipment. Items that seem to easily evade most people's playthroughs. The very best mortar and pestle, retort, calcinator, and alembic in Oblivion. With these abstruse tools of alchemical diablerie, you will be able to mix the strongest potions, poisons, tinctures, tonics, libations, liquors, extracts, elixirs, filters, and phials. Now, along with providing an easy way to obtain them, I'll also explain what each item actually does and why they are a must-have for you. Now, timestamps can be found down in the description if you're looking for something specific. And if you are into these kind of videos, be sure to check out the Oblivion Remastered playlist down below. And while you're down there, check out my social media links and the merch store where you can get all kinds of enchanted items, like this Camel Elder Scrolls blanket. Don't have one yet? Noob. But for now, without further hesitation, sit back, relax, and lock in. Now, I'm sure a seasoned alchemist like yourself has run across many pieces of alchemy equipment in Oblivion. The Mages Guild halls are littered with the damn things, every alchemy store sells them, most other merchants peddle them from time to time, and you can of course just run across them in your travels. But these will all be novice, adept, journeyman, or if you're lucky, expert. So then what about the mystical master level alchemy equipment? Where in Oblivion are they? Well, in game, there are no guaranteed spawn locations for these items, and no merchant will ever sell them, which renders acquiring these master level pieces of alchemy equipment a wee bit recondite. But have no fear, as I have the answers here. Firstly, for these items to even have a chance of appearing in your game, your character will need to be level 17 or higher. So ensuring that you are at least level 17 is the first point of order before beginning on this enduring endeavor. Secondly is the key to this whole mystery, as the only place in the game that can spawn these master level pieces of alchemy equipment is the random loot pools of chests in dungeons. However, and I will try and speedrun this explanation as it's pretty heady, not all chests have the same loot pools, as dungeons have tribes, i.e. a monster dungeon, a vampire dungeon, a bandit dungeon, etc, etc. These generally reflect the type of enemies that you will find within them, but it will also determine the loot pools of the chests and containers found within said dungeons. Now, boss level chests in all dungeon types have a 10% chance of containing a piece of alchemy equipment, but this can be of journeyman, expert, or master level quality. However, I've got good news for you, as any boss chest classed as either conjurer or necromancer has not a 10% chance, but a 25% chance of containing any piece of alchemy equipment of journeyman, expert, or master level quality. So what does that mean? Well, it means we need to find a conjurer or necromancer dungeon filled with easily accessible boss level chests. Now, as you can see here on the UESP, that being the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, there are a bunch of necromancer dungeons and a bunch of conjurer dungeons. And while you can do this at any of the locations listed here, after testing a bunch of different places out, I have found what I believe to be the easiest one. This conjurer dungeon right here, an alien ruin called Ceyatatar, Ceyatatar, I don't know how to say this, but I'm just going to call it Ceyatatar. But whatever ungodly name the aliens gave this, we can see that it has 3 boss level chests in it, 2 of which we can access very quickly, which is very important, but we will get to that in a second. As firstly, Ceyatatar can be found right here on the map, just to the southwest of the Imperial City along the Gold Road. Once here, however, we don't want to head inside, but instead we need to find the secret trapdoor in the towering woods of the Great Forest. So if we head southwest from Ceyatatar, about a good javelin throw away, we will find the secret doorway. On the map, this can be found right here, directly southwest of See You Later Mate's map marker, and directly north of the G in the Gold Road on the map. If we drew lines where these two lines would intersect is where we will find this trapdoor. If you're having trouble finding it, keep an eye out for this big rock with a tree growing out of it. Now once we do find it, before we go inside, it's very important that you save the game outside of the dungeon. The reason for this is that in Oblivion Remastered, the loot within all of the containers inside a dungeon or a dungeon cell is generated the moment you enter the dungeon. So if you went inside and saved, you'd be getting the same loot every time you reloaded. So we must save outside of the dungeon first. This way, if we don't get the loot we want, i.e. the master level alchemy equipment, we can just reload our save outside and then re-enter and check and then reload and re-enter and check and reload and re-enter and check and do that as many times as we need to until we get what we want. So from the start, we're going to save the game outside the dungeon. Once we enter this trapdoor, there will be hostile conjurers and an army of their summoned minions. Although I think my character's level 35 or thereabouts, so I really got the rough end of the Daedric pineapple here. But fret not, as you don't actually need to fight anything in this room, as the easiest and fastest thing I found to do is enter the dungeon. As soon as you load in, make sure you're sneaking, turn to the left and activate this button, which will lower the wall, revealing a boss level chest, a normal chest, but forget that, and the exit ladder. But while this wall is lowering, check the boss level chest in the middle of the room, then just head back towards the exit and check the big alien chest there, which is the boss level chest. So every time we do this, we're going to get two boss level chests, the one in the middle of the room and the one at the exit. And we're either going to find what we want and immediately exit the dungeon via the ladder into the Great Forest, or we're not going to find what we want, and then we just reload the save that we made outside the dungeon, as so that we can just re-enter and re-roll on all that loot. And while you might draw the attention of the enemies in this room, you probably don't actually need to fight them at any point. You can just run to the chest and run back. You gotta be quick and evasive, like me with the Taxman. After all, we're here for the master level alchemy equipment and not a thaumaturgic brawl. Now eventually we are going to find what we've been looking for, one of the 4 pieces of Potion Exodia. So when we do finally lay our eyes on one of these magical items, we will need to loot it and then head back outside the dungeon, save the game just in case something goes wrong, but then we still need the 3 other master level alchemy pieces. So we need to wait for 73 hours in game to reset the loot in the dungeon. So we wait 24 hours, then wait another 24 hours, then another 24 hours, and then 1 hour. Then make sure to save the game again. This will be our new reload point, as we've already got one of the items we want, and the dungeon is now fully restocked with loot. So then we simply rinse and repeat this process until you have the Master Mortar and Pestle, the Master Retort, the Master Calcinator, and the Master Alembic. I think in total it took me about 40-50 minutes to do this, but that was also testing a whole bunch of different dungeons and trying to film a video at the same time. So I'm sure you can do it in 20-30 minutes max. Now, an additional aside, you can loot everything in the dungeon every single time and then go outside and save and wait for 73 hours and then repeat this process. While this will make the whole quest for master level alchemy equipment much slower, you will gain thousands of gold worth of goods and rare enchanted items, some of which are very powerful. Like this Ring of Vitality, making me completely resistant to disease. I wish. Resistant to poison and resistant to paralysis. Or this Ring of Perfection, which increases all of my attributes by 10 points. So while you may not find the Master Alchemy items every time, or you most certainly will not find the Master level Alchemy items every time, nor may you find the same enchanted items that I did, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye out for any other amazing treasure beyond the Master Alchemy equipment locked in your sights. So anyway, at some point we're going to get all 4 pieces. And after all of that, why? Why master level? What's so good about them, huh? Why go to all this trouble? Well, each piece of alchemy equipment does something extra to your potions when you have them in your inventory and you make a potion. Of course, the higher the quality of the alchemy equipment, the greater the effect. Now, the Master Mortar and Pestle will add 25 points to your alchemy skill, in turn improving the prices of your potions along with the magnitude and duration of effects on both potions and poisons. The Master level Retort will increase the magnitude of all positive effects of your potions by 50%, and a whopping 100% increase to the potion duration. Note, the retort will only ever affect potions and not poisons. Now the master level calcinator will increase the magnitude and duration of both negative and positive effects by 35%. Although weirdly, if the retort and calcinator are used together, the calcinator will increase from 35 to 140% because there's some very weird math behind the scenes that we'll skim past in a minute. And finally, the Master Alembic will decrease the strength and duration of negative effects in your potions, not poisons, although again weird math makes this untrue in most cases, as oft the strength and duration of poisons is increased by the Alembic even though it says otherwise. But the master level Alembic will decrease the duration and magnitude of negative effects in potions by 200%. So yeah, in short, you'll be brewing up some much stronger libations. Now, as mentioned a minute ago, there is some very long and complicated mathematics behind alchemy that I'm not going to go into. Instead, let's just make some potions and see what's cooking. It's worth pointing out that on this character, my alchemy skill is level 100, so take that into consideration. And if you do want to learn how to quickly level your alchemy skill, check the video above. So for now, firstly, we will make a potion using all novice level alchemy equipment. This is the lowest, crappiest, crummiest mud crab equivalent of alchemy equipment. Now for this, we will just use bloodgrass to make a potion of chameleon, which as we can see, chameleons for 17% and lasts for 63 seconds. Now, let's do the same thing but with all master alchemy equipment, which as we can see produces a much better product, the chameleons for 44% with a duration of 143 seconds. So the magnitude is 2.58 times that of the novice potion, and the duration is 2.26 times that of the novice potion. Weirdly, the value has only gone from 46 to 56, or an increase of roughly 21%, but hey, I'll take it. And I'm sure if you mix some poisonous effects and positive effects and stand here or there on a certain moonlit night and clap 8 times and wear 2 left shoes and buy a new copy of Skyrim, you can do some wacky things with the previously mentioned complex alchemy equations going on behind the scenes, but as a proof of concept, you can clearly see the enormous difference that using master level alchemy equipment has on your concoctions. So use it for good, use it for evil. Do as you will, just be sure to do it masterfully with your new alchemy lab. But for now, young hero of Kvatch, you now know how to acquire the best alchemy equipment in the game. Please, make me a cure disease potion. Thank you. Now, if you have anything to add, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments below. I'm sure there are plenty of hidden little things tucked away in Oblivion Remastered, especially when it comes to tricks to do with alchemy. I do hope you found this video helpful. I do hope you learned something new, or I just hope that you found it enjoyable. If you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. There are plenty more Oblivion Remastered videos coming your way. Check out the playlist link in the description. Down there, you can also find all of my social media links. Be sure to check all of them out. And if you did enjoy this video and you would like to support the channel in a more personal way, please feel free to leave a super thanks right here on YouTube, and be sure to check out the merch store where there is a ton of Elder Scrolls related stuff, like again this Camel Constellation Elder Scrolls blanket. I designed it myself. But until next time, I've been Camel. I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very shortly in the next video. I'll see you there soon.